Hey guys, Kyle from Try-Airsoft here, and today we are going to do another review, and this review will be of the Real Sword Type 56-2 AK-47 variant. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the unboxing. Well, yeah, kinda, but just basically what comes in the box. So you have your top cover, pretty plain. I don't mind plain. It's actually okay for me. And then the other side, it uses an M120 spring, as you can see right here, up in that corner. M120 spring, so that's pretty cool. A poster that I'll show you later in the video. And then you have the box itself. The box itself is packaged very nicely. I mean, like literally, it can't move, and this isn't like regular styrofoam. It's thicker, so I can't even rip that off. I kinda can. Yeah, I kinda can, but it's really hard to. So first thing it comes with is a speed loader. I heard these are good for snipers because they can load a whole mag because they can fit like 50 BBs in there. But as for this, it wouldn't really be the best idea too. It'd be really hard. So yeah, that's that. The oil can here. There's no real oil in here, but you can twist the top off, put BBs in there. It's just for realism, because a real sword would come in with an oil can. So that's what they're getting at for there. And then we have a couple of tools. Here's one. These I used to take apart the gun. Another one right here. So those are cool. It came with a mag, which is full metal, high cap, 500 round mag. Really nice. I'm probably gonna get one more just cause I need it for wars and stuff. And then you have the gun itself. And I'll get onto that later. And then you have an assortment of books and stuff like that. So I'll go over them one by one. Registration form if you want to become a Real Sword member. I don't know what it does, maybe discounts and stuff online. Quality certificate, so basically they send them out. Maybe you'll be able to see that. Signed by Winnie. Yeah, Winnie. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, it shows like velocity, and then unfortunately it's in meters per second, so you can't really tell. But that's pretty cool. Type 56, Type 56-1 AG manual. It's really for all the Type 56s. The only difference between this one, the Type 56-2 here that I have, is that the folding stock folds to the side, which I thought was cool, so I got that instead. But this is basically like almost a book. There's 50 plus pages in here. So that's actually kind of cool. So basically, if you ever wanted to do anything with the gun, even though it's mostly in Chinese, we have another poster here. So like anything you want to do with the gun, you'll be able to do, like, easily, because there's so much label of the parts, more labeling. And then the poster here that I showed you earlier. How to take the gun apart, parts of the gun, and this is in American English, so yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's basically what comes in the box, and I bought it from Shorty USA for $300, and that came, and it didn't come with the battery, and it didn't come with the charger, and I got a universal charger. Alright, hey guys, I'm going to go from the front of the gun to the back of the gun. So basically, at the front of the gun, you may be able to see a broken tip. I'll put a picture of it right here. Here's a close-up of what looks to be the broken tip, but really it's not broken. It's just supposed to be like that. but the broken tip is not actually broken. It's supposed to be like that, so don't think that your gun's broken already, because these guns are really high quality, externally and internally. Cooling chamber up here, full metal barrel. The barrel goes all the way from here, up here, to here. Pretty long barrel. Then you have a handguard. Really nice. It's like polyester and nylon, but everything else is metal. So, yeah. And then you have an adjustable for altitude rear sight, which is nice. I've never actually had to use it, but if you're shooting from longer ranges or stuff like that, or if you have your hop up on, then you might want to utilize that, which I'll show you how to in a second. Alright, so here I'm going to show you how this rear sight is adjustable. What you're going to have to do is squeeze both sides. One side is textured, as you may be able to see, and when you feel that side, push down on it, bring it up or down. So as you can see here, when you bring it down, it'll only go here. There's not much space underneath. But when you pull this up, bring it down like almost all the way, bring it down, there's going to be space underneath. You can even do it a little more. And it will barely go up. I wouldn't imagine that you'd have to use it like this, but I don't know, I guess, if you really felt like it. Cute, man. Alright, so now that we're back, hop up is behind this sliding bolt. It doesn't function because this gun is not blowback, so just letting you know that, and we'll cut away to that right now. Here's a close-up of the hop up setup here. So you have to pull back that. Then you have the adjustable sliding hop up mechanism. And then the selector switch, which we'll cut away to right now. Here's a close-up of the selector switch. That's safety all the way up at the top. You bring it down one, that's fully automatic, and that's semi. So L is full, and D is semi-automatic. And then all the way up to the top is safety. When it's safety, you're not going to be able to pull the trigger at all. And the battery is located up here. Metal battery holder. And we'll show you how to do that right now. Alright, here's a little cutaway to show you how to take out the battery. So what you're going to want to do is when you see this button here, right at the end, you want to push that in, allowing you to pull this up, and you can fit a 9.6 or an 8.4 into this, maybe even a 10 volt battery, but that would be pushing it. I mean, you do have a lot of room here. As you can see, I have a lot of extra room, and it's a tight fit. You're gonna have to wiggle it in there a lot, so normally I just don't take it out when I charge it. I normally just hook it up to the universal charger, but and then once you have it hooked on to it, it's kind of tricky to put it back on, especially the first couple times. So you're going to want to slide it on there like perfectly, and then push down, and it'll lock into place. And then when you know it's locked into place, you'll know that it's locked into place when the button has stuck out again. Alright, so down to the lower receiver, we have a metal trigger, which is nice. Metal trigger, metal trigger guard all the way around it. Metal grip, which is really nice. It's really comfortable for me. And you have your folding stock, which I'll show you how to do in a second. We're at the stock of the gun, and right now we're just going to show you how to fold the stock, which is a cool feature to this gun. You're going to want to push down on this button here. So like that, it'll click, and then it clicks into place, and there's no wobble. Like there's a little bit, but that's like the whole gun shaking. And basically, yeah, it's a lot more compact, so it'd be good for tighter areas. If you're moving through denser forest or something like that, it'd be harder for your gun to get caught up in the trees. So that was basically the body of the Real Sword Type 56-2, and now we're going to move on to some specs about the gun. Now I'm going to move on to some specs about the gun. The gun is full metal, except for the handguard, which is nylon polymer, which is nice because on a cold day, if you're playing, which I wouldn't recommend doing, because guns become brittle in colder weather and don't perform as well. But your hand's not going to become freezing because metal gets cold. If you've ever, like, I don't even know, if you've touched, say like a metal trash can in the winter, it's going to be freezing because just the way metal conducts with colder weather. So yeah, I don't mind the nylon polymer handguard, which is, I actually prefer it more than if we had a metal handguard on here. The FPS of this gun is, as you can see here, 123.6, I think, meters per second. A meter is 3 times longer than a foot, so that means that it is 122 times 3. So that's basically like 370 FPS, which is pretty good. And that's with a .2 gram BB. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. The RPM of this gun is 800 to 850, which is pretty respectable, with a 9.6 stick type battery, which is housed up here. And the weight of this gun is approximately 9 pounds, which you'll see here. This gun weighs in at roughly around 9 pounds. And the length of this gun, you'll see here, with the closed and open stock, or collapsed and uncollapsed stock right here. As you can see, this gun is, let's see, 26.5 inches with the stock folded. And with the stock out, extended, it is 35.5 inches, so almost 3 feet. So those are basically the specs about the gun. So we are now going to give you a little history about it. So we're back with the Real Sword Type 56-2, and I think I'm going to give you a little background knowledge on the gun. After World War II, when the People's Republic of China were close allies to the Soviet Union, they adopted some of their styles of guns. One was the semi-auto SKS carbine, and the other was the Kalashnikov AK-47. The Chinese then copied the basis of the Soviet AK-47 and called it the Type 56. But the only differences other than the name was the fact that the markings on the gun were in Chinese, not Russian. Nowadays, Sri Lanka uses the Type 56 in the military. The reason why this is a Type 56-2 and not just a Type 56 is because of the side folding stock. As I said before, we bought this gun from Shorty USA, which is a great company. Definitely go check their store out online, or they might have a walk-in store as well. So pretty good prices, but definitely they're great for reliability. They have a good website for finding guns, and then once you buy the gun, they make sure that it works well and you're happy. Alright, so now I'm going to go over some pros and cons of the gun. FPS, I already said 370 is great, when really it's probably more like 400 to 420. That's what came up from chronographs by other YouTubers and airsofters. So I'm gonna base it on that with a .2 gram BB. So that's great. Easy to upgrade internally is another pro. So all you have to do is follow the manual that I showed you earlier. It's a poster pretty much, so you can't go wrong. And then once you do that, all the internal parts are superior to other internal parts. Full metal gearbox, so it can handle a couple bump ups for the spring. As I said before, it's a M120 spring, which is pretty powerful. You could probably even go to M130 safely, and then M140 would also be good. But that'd be boosting the FPS up by a lot. So yeah, warn your friends if you're gonna do that. Full metal, as I said before. So when you drop it in the field, if you drop it in the field, it's not gonna break. I mean, full metal, all the internals on metal. So there's like really no way that you can break any part of this gun off unless you're like meaning to, which I wouldn't really see why because the gun's great. But there's a ton of pros. I can't even go over them in like the video. So I think I'm gonna cut it short. So, and then we're gonna go to cons. Here's the couple cons that I could come up with. One of them, heavy. Any kid under 10, I wouldn't really recommend this gun for. Wait a couple years, save up your money, because this gun does weigh 9 pounds. It is a pretty heavy gun, hard to run around the field with for extended periods of time. So just letting you know that. So buyer beware. Just like, I don't know, pick another gun for now, or if you're gonna be like 12, or if you're 10 and you're strong, then you could definitely get this. But just be aware that if you do buy this gun, be ready to be carrying around about 10 pounds of metal for however long you play. Another con is it's like the stock, it's retractable, or not retractable, it flips to the side, which I showed you before, but it's kind of tough at first. You can lubricate it, which helps a lot. So it's kind of hard to push down at first, but when you once you push it down a lot, it gets easier and easier as it goes. I mean, I remember I couldn't even do it my first couple days of the gun. My dad could do it, but he had to really push. And another, the last con that I could find with is the battery. The battery compartment is it's kind of tight. I mean, the length of it is long, so you could fit a 10.4 10-volt battery into that area, fine. But the tube itself is like the same size as the stick battery, so definitely be careful about that. Try not to break the wires of the battery, because that would just mean you have to get another. I almost did. I was like forcing it in there the first couple of days I had it. Then I realized, so you kind of have to wiggle it in, so it gets kind of tough, but you get used to it. So those are basically the pros and cons. As I said before, there's a lot more pros than there are cons. So this gun is great. So overall, I would definitely recommend it, first of all, to anyone who has approximately $400 to spend on a gun to play in the field. Great. At distances, I would say probably it's most effective at around 100 feet because it has a pretty good rate of fire, and then the FPS is just great. And then another thing is, out of 10, I would probably grade this a 9.5 out of 10, which is great, 95%. It's awesome. So definitely go check this gun out at Shorty USA for around $300. Alright, hey guys, just the shooting test of the real sword, Type 56-2 AK Chinese variant. Our first target is set up there. It's a beer can at 75 feet. So we're going to see if we can hit it. I'm going to zoom in on it right now. And it was full. I don't have any scope on this, so. So that was the target at 75 feet. Now we're gonna go and go for the target at 117 feet. Before we start the next test at 117 feet uphill, I'm gonna show you this. We have a couple holes, one right here. What else? Couple big dents. So yeah. Now we'll just do the shooting at 117 feet. So back here, you basically see what I see, so I can barely see the thing. So, and I'm using .25s, so they do not travel straight, they drop after a while. So this is kind of a hard shot. Alright, so as you guys can see, I didn't hit it that many times because it was at 117 feet. Uphill, .25 BBs. So basically, I'm probably just going to move it closer and just unload into it just for you guys, as I know most of you out there would probably like to see this thing explode. So yeah, I'll get right back with you in a second. Alright, so the dents I saw were pretty disappointing. There were only 2 or 3 of them, and they were pretty small. So I moved it from 117 feet away to 50 feet away. So you guys have a first front row view of this. So hopefully it's good. Alright, I'm going to zoom it out a little bit. As you can see that the waterfall there. Alright, I'm just gonna go up 2 inches. I got it all set up for you at about 5 feet, maybe a little less, and hopefully it won't move around as much now. So yeah, as you can see, it did some pretty serious damage. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and this was specifically for Adiron Airsoft's 10K subs giveaway.